And we'll bring some movement into the body to just kind of move this intention on a cellular level. We're bringing our hands to the knees. And as you inhale, reach the heart forward. Maybe the head comes back. As you exhale, round the spine, drop the head. And continue this movement with your breath. If you'd like to add that cleansing breath, you can offer that. And maybe the range of movement goes a little bit larger. Maybe you find yourself rocking on your seat. Maybe a little massage there. Just a few more. And on your next inhale, coming into the stillness, into a neutral spine. Exhale, just relax and just be in this space. Feeling the reverberations of that movement. And if you're cross-legged, I'll change the cross of your legs. Relaxing the hands back down. And just notice any shifts that come about. And if you have to shift your seat a little bit more, offer that. I've been really inspired by the Kundalini practice. I've been doing that a lot lately. So I'm going to offer the twist Kundalini style, but I'll offer modification with the breathing. So bring the arms out to the side, bend the elbows to place the hands on the shoulders. So the fingers are in front and the thumbs are in back. Try to keep the elbows at shoulder height. But if they need to relax back down a bit, that's fine. But just have an awareness of that space. So the Kundalini breathing is you inhale to the left, exhale to the right. If that's too much for you, you can add inhale center and then just exhale left. Inhale center, exhale right. So it slows it down a bit and it brings the oxygen levels at maybe a little bit more accessible level. So whatever feels right for you. Keep the navel engaged, right? So you don't want to pull or strain anything. And just go at your range and your pace. Maybe it gets a little bigger, maybe it gets a little faster. Just doing a little bit more. On your next inhale, coming into stillness, draw a big breath in, hold, exhale, relax the hands back down. And just pausing in this space. Just feeling everything that is alive within you, what is alive around you. We're going to bring that right leg out to the side. So it's like we're in Janu Shirshasana a bit. The other foot is tucked in. And place your right hand on the inside of the knee and you can press it away a little bit so you kind of rotate. Maybe your heart is in line with that bent left knee. Make sure that your extended foot, the toes are drawing to you so you have stabilization, you have engagement. And then we'll inhale, sweep, that left arm up. Exhale, reach it over towards that left foot. Good. Just inhale up. Exhale over. Keep the core engaged. Good. And next time you come over, take a pause here. You might want to come up a little bit to rotate the spine so you're now looking over at the foot. And just breathe, just feel what's present here. So we've shifted the stretch from more of the adductors to the flexors and extenders. So the front and back. So instead of side to side, front and back. Just make it a little easier. Nice. And then coming back up, place your left hand down onto the floor next to you. Inhale that right arm up and then reach it over. And you can stay here. So we're stretching the opposite side more into the lower pelvic hip region. You can stay here or press through the hand to lift the hips up, and it's just bringing more energy into the pose. If it's not for you, just stay where you are. Another breath, and release down, back to center, and we'll switch sides. So that left leg comes out, tucking that right foot in. Bring the hand to the inside of the knee to just help pivot ourselves a bit, so we're using a little bit of leverage. So our heart's in line with the knee. Inhale the arm up. Exhale, reach it over. And the hand can slide down. Whatever feels right. Mine is going back and forth as I go back and forth, and that's fine. Good. And next time you come down, take a pause here. And you might want to come up a little bit from the core to turn yourself over so that you're facing that extended leg. And just reach your heart towards the foot. So doing it that way, it's keeping that extension of the spine. Nice. And coming back up. Place that right hand down. Inhale that left arm up and reach it over. Stay here or lift up. Inhale, exhale, release, back down. And we're going to bring the legs in, give a little bit of hug here. Okay, so I think of this as seated child's pose. So nice and tall though, not collapsed. And just bring awareness to your core. So actually, I'm going to face you first. So we have the lower part of the rectus abdominis, the navel. So draw that in and up, right? That's Uddiyana Bandha, flying in and up. So when it goes up, it starts to engage the upper part of the rectus abdominis, where the rib cage meets. And you can even focus on that engaging. So creating like a fist between your rib cage, or even trying to knit your rib cage sides together. So it's navel and solar plexus. Okay, so we're in our seated child's pose, right? I'm nice and tall in my spine. And then I'm just gonna lean back a bit, keeping that engagement. So my navel's in and my solar plexus is engaged. So you have two choices. We're going to keep this engagement. You can fold your hands in together, just clasp them together, and we're gonna do a little twist. So we inhale center and then exhale, twist over to the side. So almost like you're gonna bring your hands towards the floor. Probably won't reach, mine don't reach. But inhale, come back up. Exhale to the other side. So we're gonna be doing that a few times. What may make it easier is when you have a block, and however you hold it, it's gonna give you a little bit more space. But keep that engagement. If you're feeling like this is too much, just bring yourself up a bit and go here. You're not going to go as far or as deep, but that's okay. You're still getting what your body needs. If you feel it, something's happening. Good. And the next time you come over to the left, just take a pause here. Get it back to center, over to the right. Back to center. If you have a block, release, bring yourself back up. Take a pause to just let the fluid come back. Breathe here. So we're going to go onto our back to do a little bit more. So what I'm offering is you can just come onto your back, just don't plop down. But if you'd like to see where you're at, maybe let go of your hands, engage that core, and bring yourself down as slow as possible. If you have any props underneath you, move it to the side. Just taking a pause here, just get yourself situated, make sure your hips and your shoulders feel even. Nice. Good. And you can bring the knees into the chest. So feel that when you bring that, just feel your low back kind of open and release. If you hug your knees in a little bit closer, it opens a little bit more. But, be a little playful with it. Don't push your force. And we're going to do bicycles. So you can keep your head on the ground or you can lift the head. If you want to have your hands behind the head, you can. And we just kick one foot out and pull the knee in and then go other side. So staying stationary. If you want to use your hands to your knees, you can. So whatever feels best for you. Good. And the next time that left knee comes in and your right foot comes out, pause. Twist over so your shoulder is coming over to the knee. Even if your head is down, you can keep the head down but bring the shoulder up and over. Good. Come back to center, switch the legs, and then twist over to the other side. Good. Come back to center, bring both the knees in, hug them in, maybe rock side to side. Good. And then come into your stillness. We're going to do one more core sequence. Again, listen to your body. So with our back on the floor, really press and slow your back down. That drives the navel in, but also can you squeeze? It's a little harder to feel it, but just notice that as you bring your legs up to the wall, or to the ceiling. My goodness. Your toes can come towards you, but your knees are nice and soft. Your palms are resting flat onto the mat. Just take a breath here. And we're going to go lower the legs, like 30 degrees each time, until the legs are just hovering over the mat. So take a nice breath here. Really engage in the core. Exhale, lower the legs 90 degrees. Keep it pressed down. Maybe a little shaking's happening. Inhale. Exhale, lower another 30 degrees. Keep that low back pressed down. And exhale, lower hover over the floor. Breathe. And slowly inhale, bring it back up and relax. Just breathe into the space. So we're gaining core strength because we're going to be doing a lot of going up and down in our practice. Do what you can, but this is giving you the foundation because we lift ourselves up and we come down using our core. We use our arms and legs, but the focus is on the core. So we're going to do that one more time. Inhale, exhale, lower down 30 degrees. Keep engaged in your core. Inhale, exhale, another 30 degrees. Hold. Lower, hover right over the floor. Keep that low back pressed down. Slowly, slowly, slowly bring it back up. And then bend both the knees, hug it in. Rock side to side. Breathing into the space. You can roll onto one side, or if it's available, if you don't have any disc issues, you can roll forward and back to come back to your Sukhasana, your comfortable seat. And notice what's present here. So these pauses helps us to build relationship to our physical body, to our energetic body, to any thoughts or feelings attached to that, and be the observer, be the compassionate witness to all of these shifts, because it is taking you step by step to that space that you want to create. We'll transition into a table. So make sure that you feel supported and hands right underneath the shoulders. Roll the shoulders down and back. Lift the navel in and up. Take a nice pause, a breath here. Notice where you feel strong and confident in your body. Curl the right toes, slide it to the back of the mat. Rock forward and back. So this is a nice calf stretch, but it's also really good on the feet, and massaging the ball of the foot, the ankle, lubricating that ankle joint. And then I come into a stillness, rooting down through both the hands. Lift that leg up as high as your hip. And you can stay here or extend that left arm out. Take a breath here. And then maybe the knee comes out to the side. Maybe the elbow comes out to the other side. But keep your foundation. And then extend them forward and back once again. And release to the floor. Take a pause here. You need to roll out the wrist. Sway out the hips. And then you meet back into a table. Curl the left toes. Slide to the back of the mat. Rock forward and back. Come into your stillness. Lift that leg up. Toes are pointed down. Bring that front arm forward. Thumbs pointed up. And maybe the knee comes out to the side. Elbow comes out to the other side. Take a breath. And then bring them back in alignment. And then bring them down. Curl your toes. Hinge your hips back. Lift your wrists. Walk your hands over to the right. Take a pause here. Just breathe into that side stretch. And back to center. And other side. And come back to center. Come back up and curl the toes. Shoulders roll down and back. Navel is in and up. Inhale that right leg straight back. Behind you. Exhale, bring the knee into the chest. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, pull in. Last one, kick back. As you bring the knee in, press the floor away, lift the knee up. And then we're going to bring that foot, so you bring it around, walk it around to bring it forward. You have blocks. You really helpful to lift your upper body, so you have a little bit more space. And then just rock forward and back. And this can be gentle rocking or maybe deeper stretching. We're going to explore a little bit more stretching and opening. Good. And the next time you come forward, take a pause here. You bring the right hand inside that right foot, walk the right foot to the outside of your mat, and then maybe walk your hands forward and drop into this nice stretch. Yeah, so we're very gentle here, we're not overdoing it. Come back up, bring that foot in, curl the back toes to walk back and finding an extension in that leg. If it's too much, don't walk as far back. I like the blocks because you can lift your spear up, so it's a little bit easier. But here, even if you're up here, send your tailbone back. So see if you can see a little bit. As I come back, I fold forward a bit more, and the stretch in the hamstring gets a little bit more intense. And then walk it forward, right here. Bring the hand to the hip. Twist open to the side. Take a look, the knee stays over the heel. And then you can keep the head where it is. Bring it up or wrap it behind you. Take another breath. Good. Come back to center. Walk yourself up. So you're using your core to bring yourself up. And then you can bring the arms overhead. Maybe bend a little bit more into that front knee to come forward. It's going to stretch that back quadricep. Make the arms come back so the heart lifts. Or any modification of this. Good. And then come back to neutral if you shifted. And we'll come back into the table position. Taking a pause here, any movement that you need, offer that, and then we'll meet back. Good. Another side to do. Kick that left foot back. Exhale, pull it in. Kick it back. And pull it in. Last one, kick it back. And as you pull it in, press the floor away. Round the spine, bring the knee up higher, and then you can walk the foot to the front. Hand blocks, make sure they're right. Your hands are under your shoulders, right? So that you have more control, more alignment. And then just rock forward and back the way that feels right for you. Might be a little different on this side. Good. As you come back into stillness, take a pause here. And then you can bring your left hand to the inside of the leg and walk the left foot out a bit. You can walk the hands forward to drop the pelvis any amount. This is just a little forward opening. Just a few breaths here. then lift the hips up, walk the foot in, walk the hands in. And then you can curl the back toes to walk the hands all the way back, or whatever all the way means for you. Reach that tailbone back so that lengthens the hamstring. And then walk it forward. Root down through that right hand, left hand on the hip. Twist over to the side. Keep the hand where it is. Raise it up. Or bring it back. Good. Come back to center. This time curl the back toes to lift the knee up. Bring that foot forward. Take a pause here, maybe shake it out a bit. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, lower. Bend the knees a lot. Inhale the arms out to the side, come all the way up. Exhale the hands to the heart. Taking a pause, a breath here. So I turned to the side of my mat because we're going to be using the side of the mat. So I'm not going to say left or right. We're just going to go from one side to the other. This is called Chandra Namaskar. Chandra means moon. So instead of sun salutation, this is a moon salutation, right? So our sun salutations are forward and back, very linear, right? Our moon salutation is left to right. It's more circular, more open, okay? More feminine. So think of it that way. It's a little confusing with the left and right, so I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to say other foot or leg, and you can take a look up to see where I'm at. But I'm just making my way over, and then I'm going to make my way back. So the sequence reverses itself, which we actually do in sun salutation, but it's so similar. Like when we lift ourselves up and bring ourselves down, we're so used to it that lifting ourselves up and down in this way and using our abductor and adductor muscles, the side inner and outer muscles, it's very different. So be gentle with yourself, modify or skip whatever you need to. Okay? So start in mountain. Inhale the arms up as you come up onto the balls of your feet. Exhale, release your heels down and reach over to the other end of your mat. Come back up and reach over to the front of your mat. Okay, come back up and bring your hands to the hips as we root down to the foot in front of the mat and use the other foot to walk out to the other side. So we're in a nice wide stance. Bring your heels in a bit, your toes are pointed out. Expand your arms out to the side. Inhale, exhale, bend your elbows, bend your knees. So your arms are in cactus, your legs are in goddess. From here, we're going to move into a Trikonasana, a triangle pose. So just pivot that foot by the front of your mat so the toes are forward, and the other foot is going to point to the end of the mat. Straighten that back leg, straighten the front leg. Extend your arms out and bring yourself down into your Trikonasana. If you need to bring it down more, bring it down more. Okay, so we're just going to go nice and slow. And we're going to look over the front toes. You can pivot your back heel so the toes are pointing more forward. And we're just going to fold forward over that extended leg into a pyramid position. Good. And then bend that front knee. Let your hands find the mat to bring that back knee down. You can uncurl the toes and lift up again into your Anjaneyasana. Core is engaged. Nice. So take your time with it. We're going to lift that back knee up again, pivot that back foot, and then pivot the front foot. So we're like a side lunge here. And walk yourself over to the other foot. So now we're going to be reversing everything. All right? So next stop, Anjaneyasana. Turn to face the front of your mat. Bring that back knee down. Lift yourself up. Good. And then we'll bring our hands down once again. Lift that back knee. We're going to straighten the legs to fold over that front leg. So if you need to bring yourself up a bit more, use the blocks, you can. And from here, we're going to open into our Trikonasana. Good. From here, lift up and come into your goddess position. Good. And then root down to that back foot. Hop over. Lift the arms up. Lean to one side and then the other. Back to center. And release the arms down. Take a pause, a breath here. Feel all that energy moving. We're going to make our way over to the other side. So now that you're a little familiar, do what you can with it, okay? So we're going to inhale the arms up as you come onto the balls of your feet. Exhale, release the heels down. Reach over to one side. Come up from the core. Reach over to the other. Come back up. You can bring your hands to the hips as you walk your foot out, so you're in a nice wide stance. Toes come out, arms come out, and bend elbows and knees. Take a breath here. Good, as we come back up, so our arms and legs are straight. Turn that back foot in, point to the front of your mat, reach over, and then open into your Trikonasana. If it's not the full version, that's okay. And then look over to that front foot, pivot that back foot. Your hand can come onto your hips or on the legs, whatever feels best. Good. And then we're going to bend that front knee, reach for the floor of the blocks, bend that back knee, and reach up into Anjaneyasana. Good. Bring the hands down, lift that knee up, turn the foot, and then turn the other foot. So now we're facing to the side. We're going to walk ourselves over. Good. And then turn. Bring that knee down. Come up into Anjaneyasana. If you lose balance a bit, that's okay. So just go slow, be slow, gentle, controlled as much as possible. Good, good. Bring our hands down, roll the back toes to lift the knee up. And then you can reach that heel down as you just bend forward. Maybe the hands are still on the floor, or maybe they're on the leg or the hips. Come up a bit, pivot to the side, pivot that back foot to go into your Trikonasana. Good. Use your core to come back up. Bend the elbows and the knees to goddess. You're down to that front leg. To bring the other one next to it. Arms overhead. Stretch from side to side. Back to center, in mountain. Breathe, catch your breath. Maybe be that compassionate witness to your body, going back into balance, back into homeostasis. Good. And then turn to the front of the mat. Just inhale the arms up, reach up to the sky, to the sun. Exhale the hands to the earth. Look forward, lengthen the spine. Relax the head as you walk the feet back and down onto your knees through table. And here you can widen your knees, bring your big toenails together. Find your child's pose. And breathe. Feel that complete surrender to the earth from all of your explorations with the moon and the sun energy. Letting them be in alignment, be congruent in a way that feels right for you. Surrendering to that gravitational pull of the earth that keeps you grounded as all of these planets, the moon, the sun just make their way, influencing us in ways, but maybe having a clearer connection or understanding that as we're influenced by them, these big planets, that we influence them, that we have an influence. And just a little playfulness with that. We set an intention and the universe rearranges itself to line up to that intention. As you're ready, come into a seated position and we'll come into a nice wide fold here. Head nice and open, bring the toes towards you. And we'll do a nice forward fold. So take a nice inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lead with the heart. Walk your hands forward. You can drop the head, but keep that spine lengthened. Keep your tailbone tacked down to the mat as your spine just lengthens. You can keep the hands where they are, or maybe they take hold of the legs, the feet, and the toes. Good. And then as you're ready, inhale, walk yourself back up. And we'll bring the soles of the feet together in a way that feels comfortable for you, maybe a little butterfly flutter. And then find your stillness. If you need support under the knees, cushion or a block, whatever you have available. But just allow yourself to sit in the stillness, and all of the words, the explanations, the invitations, let them just kind of settle. All the movements in the body, let it settle, let it integrate on a cellular level and an energetic level. We're gonna come onto our back to do one final spinal twist. So if you'd like to lower the lights at this time, offer any extra clothing, socks, jackets, have any extra support, props around you, you can offer that. So coming onto our back, we'll move onto our back as you get yourself settled. So we have the knees bent, the feet flat on the floor. And walk your feet as wide as the mat. So you'll have two choices. I'm keeping this very simple. Your arms are out to the side.
because your shoulder blades are the foundation of this twist, because we're going to be lifting one hip and the other. So your choice, you can just drop the knees over to the left, or for a little bit more space, and just see how this feels. Press down through the feet to lift your hips up, and then come onto your left sits bone, and then drop the knees over. So there's a little bit more space there. It may not be available to you, especially if you have any issues with the hips or anything like that, so just be mindful. But once you find the pose, maybe turn and look over your right shoulder and just breathe here. Good. And then come back to center. And start to bring your knees back up. And then when they're almost up, lift your hips up. And then we're going to turn so you're on your right sits bone. And then drop your knees over to the right. Or just drop them over. If I'm giving more instruction than you need, just do what you know you need to do. As you're ready, bring the knees back up to center, lift the hips up, and gently plant your sits bones evenly onto the mat. Offer any last movements or stretches that would feel good. And then begin to prepare for your Shavasana.